You know what time it is. That's right. It is time for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. Welcome in to the Woodward Sports Chat. JB dropping some serious tunes right now. What a beat that is. Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend.
Every time one of you guys uses my phrase, you're going to hear a little Cash App cha-ching go off because I'm going to be sending you guys Cash App requests.
It's our phrase to start our show off the right way.
I'm just messing with you guys. It's part of our running stick, if you will. Shout out to JB. Not only has he got the tunes going, he has a shirt on right now that I want to ask him about that represents about 75% of men in America. And the shirt says, and I quote, "Kind of fit, kind of fat." JB, tell me about that shirt.
Yeah, so I found this company online, just scrolling through Facebook, and it was like kind of fit, kind of fat. And as you said, I feel like it represents most of everyone in America right now. Kind of fit, kind of fat. Hey,
especially after COVID.
I'll take that.
I'll tell you as well, one of the things too about the music coming in is I feel like it sets a tone, an attitude for the show. We're loose, we're having a good time, and we're just having some fun here, woodwardsports.com. I'm just having a good day today.
Talk about it.
I'm having a good day today, Tom Mazawey. I just spent the last 30 minutes.
I saw you.
Some would say not getting ready for the show. I like to believe that that's exactly what I was doing. Sometimes, Tom Mazawey, you just need a little bit of a
prim and proper.
I gotta find my center here for the day.
Yeah.
So I went out to my talented stylist here at Lady Jane's. And
Shout out to Becca.
I got a hanging out with Becca. I got a hot lather neck shave. I got a scalp massage. And I was mentally preparing for the show by getting myself right today.
I love it, man. You look great. You had some good laughs last night. Nice dinner with your family. Stayed out late. Had a nice show this morning on Fox. And here we all are together. And let's play some ball.
In the words of Deion Sanders, look good, feel good, play good. My friend, you look good, you feel good, now it's time to play good.
And I have to mention, thank you, and I have to mention your sweatshirt today. I love that sweatshirt because I think when men talk about this stuff, it makes worlds of difference.
It's very important to me. So mental health, as my chair keeps falling down, I'll get that together in a second. But mental health, huge supporter of it. I've been working with SMA, who's one of our biggest sponsors. Been working with them for the last 5 years, and we truly are trying to destigmatize mental health, the community in the way in which we grew up. In the black community alone, but men as well. You grow up, the father tells you, "Hey man, just get over it, shake it off," or things like that.
And the white community too, by the way.
That's why I say that's switched it to men. It's like, oh yeah, man, get out of there with that punk stuff or this, that, and the third. Look, man, guys have things that they go through, man, and they need to get them out so that they can raise kids that can go through things and get them out and know that it's okay to be depressed and have anxiety. But here's outlets for you. Here's how we deal with those things. So that's why it's important to not only speak your truth and say, hey, look, man, I've been through this and I've been through that, but I'm here to support mental health. But it's also when we have SMA, it's a good thing that I have that connection. I can be full transparency that, look, this is what we do in 2022 to help each other out.
And you might need a little bit of that as we make fun of your sinking chair as you keep getting shorter.
You got my chair. I got your chair.
I think somebody pulled the old switcheroo. It wasn't me. But Bray, I wanted to tell you this story. So yesterday, I'm driving home from the show here. Maz calls me. And we tell a story. And we cannot tell the story on the air. We can't do it. And we started laughing. Bray, I was laughing so hard from my gut. My eyes were watering. I almost got in 3 accidents on I-75.
Hold on. Do that again.
I mean, it was so funny.
Oh, my God.
But I'll tell you, I laughed so hard. When you laugh like that, it just set the tone for the rest of my night. Yeah. And I went to bed in a good mood. I woke up in a good mood. And so earlier this morning, for the Fox show, I was telling this story, and I looked at this article on the benefits of laughter, what laughter can give you. And 72% of people in this poll talked about all the benefits from simply laughing and from the little things in life. Man, they say that laughter is the best medicine for a reason. Because it truly is, man.
No, it truly is. And one of the things that I use to kind of combat death, if you would, I didn't mean to go from that to that, but one of the measures I use, I've spoken at my godfather's funeral, I've spoken at my uncle's funeral, I've gone to be there for guys, and I just always try to open up with a joke. I remember being at my godfather's funeral, and he was a beautiful man, Dennis Caver, gorgeous man in terms of just his soul, his spirit. He had a ton of godkids because everybody wanted their kids to be his godchildren because of how we treated him and such. But he was always late. Like, this guy was always late. Like, Dennis was never on time to any of my games. He was there, but he never was on time. He was never on time to meetings and dinners and etc. And I just remember opening up my little speech that I gave at his funeral. I was like, well, he's finally on time for something. And it de-armed the crowd. Right. Like, it kind of like let the wall down a little bit. People were able to kind of like laugh a little bit, and then we kind of just celebrated as opposed to. So laughter, man, it's very key in my life because I think I'm a funny guy, man.
Yeah,
I think I'm a funny guy.
And you are.
As I was hearing you yesterday laughing, I'm here sitting on my chair in the back, trying to prep the show, and you're driving on 75. And at one point, I thought, man, because I've laughed like you, and it makes you almost black out. I'm like, please be careful. I'm sure. Did you have to like pull over at one point?
Well, I mean, pretty close. I looked up, and at one point I was going 57.
Oh my God!
On 75, I was going 57 miles an hour. I slowed down that much because water was coming from my eyes so much I couldn't see what was in front of me, and I just wanted to make sure I wasn't getting too close to anybody. So I just decelerated, and that was it. And I couldn't breathe, and I haven't been eating a ton of food lately. So I might have gotten a little lightheaded from that, too. I mean, you see how the portions of my lunches lately.
I cracked a joke about your meals yesterday. I said, I looked at your outfit and I saw that tin can you're eating out. I said, you look like a billionaire. I said, you look like a billionaire in jail for embezzlement.
Right. Exactly.
Looks like he's eating this little Dinty Moore.
Right.
He's like eating out of a Venti cup.
Oh,
he's got a quarter zip on. He's in for tax fraud evasion and stuff.
So great,
White
man.
collar criminal.
I'm telling you.
Martha.
Oh,
Martha
my
Stewart.
God. That is so funny. Anyway, we think we got a great show for you guys today. Special guest coming up in the 3 o'clock hour, everybody. He is 1/3 of Big D Energy. The great Darren McCarty is going to join us.
Yes, sir.
Stanley Cup champion. The NHL
Four-time.
season gets underway tonight, and then, of course, tomorrow, the Red Wings open up at home against the Montreal Canadiens. And I'll tell you, man.
NHL opened up a while ago, by the way.
Well, it was 2 nights ago, right?
2 nights ago, and then a week prior to that, there was one game.
Yeah, right. That was the referee that had did you see the referee in center ice dropping the puck
I did.
on the season?
I did, and he's talking through them. I'm like, come on,
like,
man.
what are you doing,
What are you
dude?
doing?
Like, please.
That was embarrassing.
I know. I was embarrassed for him. What was that? I don't even know what
That
night
was the
that
ESPN opening game, and they mic'd him up. And well, he's always mic'd up, but they're like, say something to bring people to hockey. I guess
I think that's great. By the way, hockey opened up
Gary
the
Bettman.
other night.
This is why you're over there cracking jokes, Mr. Good. Hey, so you're still in a laugh kick, I see. This is going to be a great hockey season on the edge of what they did last year. Obviously, they go back to ESPN for the first time in over 20 years last year. The playoffs last year were phenomenal. Between the NHL playoffs last year and MLB last year, I don't know which one was better. I'll go NHL. I'm excited to see how the season starts. Love that they're back on ESPN, and TNT's ESPN set is one of a kind.
Hey, Ryan, here's your quiz question for you. Let's see how good you are.
Okay.
Who won the Stanley Cup last year?
Not Tampa Bay. Hold on. I'm drawing a blank.
I knew it.
Hold on.
I know you know.
I'm just trying to help. Why you
Who
looking?
won the
You're
Stanley?
cheating.
I'm looking
cheating.
at the teams. I'm just looking at the teams.
That's cheating.
I'll
if
let you
somebody-
look at the teams. Go ahead. Look at the teams. Let him look at the teams.
Avalanche.
Correct.
Yeah, Colorado.
There you go.
I remember that series.
It was a
I
good
remember
series.
that series. That was a great series.
It was good. Tampa Bay just couldn't get it going.
Last year's playoffs were one of the great playoffs as I can remember because all those games were so high
They
scoring.
all went to 7.
I mean, you saw all the skill
Calgary,
level.
Edmonton. Come on.
I mean,
Oh my
I
God.
like a good 2-1 playoff game, but there's something about a 12-9 playoff game too.
You know me. I like 1-0.
couple of 9-7
No.
playoff games last year.
That was great. NHL NHL playoffs is probably why I stopped betting. But on the low, though, the easiest way to remember the winners last year, Stan Kroenke on both teams that won in January.
Right.
So, yeah.
You know, guys, we talk about this quite a bit, how poor our sports teams have been here. Take Michigan State out of it, because both schools have had some success over the years.
Michigan State,
Michigan State, and even Michigan went to the college football playoff last year.
But recently, yes.
Michigan basketball has made it to the Final Four a couple of times. So we have seen success.
I digress.
In the pro ranks, we have not at all. Since 2013, I believe, is the last time a Detroit team won a playoff game.
Yeah.
And I think
Who was it? The Pistons?
No, I think it was the Tigers.
The Tigers.
Oh,
Right.
2013.
Yeah.
Tigers, yeah. You know what today is, don't you?
What?
I do.
What?
It's the anniversary of something.
Big Poppy's Grand
Yes.
Slam.
I was there. In Boston. Yeah.
It was in the 8th
I'll
inning.
never forget it.
2 outs, man.
I mean,
They're
I
up
don't know
4
the date of it, but
they're up 5-1. 5-1.
Yeah.
2 outs in the 8th.
But that just,
Joaquin Benoit.
Yeah.
But you know what's perfect? You just said that. You said Detroit sports haven't had a lot of success in a long time. And then you say today is the anniversary of that. It's also the anniversary of when Dan Orlovsky ran out of end zone.
Yeah, that was yesterday, I think.
Well, it's close.
Same thing.
Back-to-back days.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. So where I was going with this, on the eve of the Detroit Red Wings beginning their season, guys, have you shifted the team that you believe is going to be the next team to win a playoff game, to win a playoff series, because of how bad the Detroit Lions are, right? I think a lot of us thought it was going to be the Detroit Tigers. This was the year they were going to get to the playoffs. They won 77 games a year ago, spent $200-some million in the offseason, so there's only one way they can go, and that's up, right?
Right.
We were wrong. The Detroit Lions, oh my gosh, Dan Campbell, these guys, hard knocks. Look at these guys playing so well. Ben Johnson, offense, #1 in the
Aaron
league.
Glenn.
10 wins. Aaron Glenn, oh my God. This rivalry he's got with Deuce Staley, oh my God, this is going to be incredible. 1-4. They ain't going nowhere. Now you look at this. Are the Detroit Red Wings #1 when it comes to teams ahead in rebuild on the eve of their season? And I want your take on that, Braylon. We'll do it next. Baz, you'll weigh in as well. But first, a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men.
You just did one.
I just did one. Yeah, Becca took care of me today, man. Hot lather, neck shave, head scalp massage. I mean, are you kidding me? Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment on your dream home up to $200,000. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Trader.com. I kept a little long on that one for you guys, man.
I was ready for
a little long, man.
like a
it's the number one
soprano.
site for your game day bets, play-by-play updates, live scores, and the best price on every game from multiple sportsbooks. Simply put, OddsTrader is the best. Go to OddsTrader.com. They also give you the stats to help you make your parlays, to help you pick what teams you believe are going to win. They want you to win some cash. You know what? Don't look a good tooth in the mouth. Take the money. OddsTrader.com.
Hey, Ryan, I'm driving into work today.
Yeah.
Give the course battle.
I'm on Woodward with Anthony Colombo. Me and him are driving in. And we see together, we both look up and like, hey, together. There's a Guardian truck.
Really?
Get out. So Anthony starts telling me, I was, forget what, he was at a store. He was buying something. He had a Woodward sports shirt on. He was at a sandwich shop.
Really?
And there was a guy there that looked at him. And he's like, stay out. And Anthony's looking at him like, he says, stay out.
Stay out.
Anthony's like, he's like, Woodward Sports. I watch you guys. You say, stay out, Guardian.
So awesome.
I mean, if Guardian Alarm was there to see that, I mean, that is
priceless.
Priceless.
That is priceless advertising.
Tater.com.
I mean, I see an Alta truck on the road, and I automatically uptime matters.
Uptime.
I mean, uptime, it matters.
How about when I'm driving you and we go to the Lions game downtown and we see Bedrock? We start going into the Bedrock.
Midway.
So what that means for all you sponsors out there, look, man, we will get your content out there. We will make people recognize you by recognize us. I'm just saying.
It is funny. I mean, I'll tell you, man. I think we do more for our sponsors than anybody in the media business, without question. Guys, so here's a question, Braylon. I want to come to you first. We have seemingly done this over the course of a year and a half. Which team is ahead of what? The city of Detroit has not had a playoff winner or a playoff win collectively in 9 years, since 2013. It is now 2022. That's 0 for 4. Yeah. No sports team, professional sports team in the city of Detroit has had any success over the course of 9 years. When will it end? Thought it was going to end with the Tigers. It did not. It got worse. Thought it was going to end this year with the Lions. It did not. It seems like it's getting worse. Will it end with the Detroit Pistons and or Detroit Red Wings? What say you, and what is your ranking for teams here in Detroit?
I think it's going to be the Red Wings or the Pistons. I think it's probably the easiest for the Pistons because basketball is an easier sport. You get one guy in basketball, excuse me, you get one guy in basketball, and it can turn the tide of your team. I mean, look what LeBron did out. Now, he's a different one guy, but look what LeBron did for that Cleveland Cavs team back in 2003. You get guys, man, you're starting to look. You got Jaden Ivey, you got Jalen Duren. You see, there's some belief there in Killian Hayes, Cade Cunningham, year 2. So basketball is probably the easiest, but I think Stevie Y, having the Iserman plan in place. We'll talk to D-Mac about that. I think they're probably on track to do it first. They may sneak into the playoffs this year, but it might be a tie between the Pistons and the Red Wings in 2023.
I got the Red Wings easy because it's easy to make the playoffs in hockey, easier, and it's easier.
But not in our division. Though.
I know, but you could still get in there, and I think they're on the precipice of coming back to the NHL where they belong. And to win a game, an 8 can beat a 1 game, 2 games, for sure. In the NBA, that ain't happening. So if you're asking who's going to win a playoff game first, it's the Red Wings first.
I kind of equated it just to be fair.
Doesn't the play-in count as a win?
Yes, it does.
There you go.
And I guess, for the Lions, I equate 1 playoff win, Maz, to 1 playoff series win for the Pistons or the Red Wings. But, hell, I'll take a playoff win, just 1 game at this point.
I'll take a playoff.
Right.
There you go.
Are you kidding?
I think if I had to rank the teams and where they are right now, and again, I was wrong about the Lions, and I think
maybe.
I think I was wrong about the Lions, and I'm going to just start going with Braylon. Seriously, Braylon is the only reasonable person here on the show, and I really believe that. He has said he's just going to take a wait-and-see approach. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And I think, I think that's, to give you credit, you're right.
Yeah.
I don't think that's any fun being a fan, but being a sports fan, we're like up and down and up and down. We hate being here, right? We hate being in the middle. But that's almost what you've got to do to be a Lions fan. That's almost what you have to do to be a Lions fan. You can't let it bother you.
I am a Lions fan, and they got me into the fandom. They didn't get me drinking the Kool-Aid, but they got me into the fandom. I appreciate what Dan Campbell is trying to do with the identity. I appreciate that all the players have bought into, they had for a while bought into what he was doing. I appreciate some of the draft picks, the moves that they've made. I just didn't like that they didn't get anybody on defense. That was a big thing. So in terms of them not getting anybody on defensive free agency, and then them not seemingly drafting guys outside of Aiden Hutchinson, we still don't know what Josh Pascal is going to do, but we know what Anzarige did last year, what he's doing, which is nothing. That was the side of the ball where I said I couldn't necessarily agree with the fandom of the Detroit Lions. Now, there are a lot of things I do agree with. It just wasn't the totality of the Detroit Lions.
I would say if I'm going to rank the 4 Detroit teams, and I invite everybody on the woodwardsports.com chat to give me their 4 as well, I'll go Red Wings. I think they can win a playoff game this year. We'll get D-Mac's perspective that in hour number 2. And a lot of that thinking is because Steve Yzerman has done it before. He is the most experienced, I guess you could say, general manager in the city of Detroit. Yeah. He has been there. He has done that. He has built a champion. I'll say the Red Wings number 1. And number 2, believe it or not, I'm going to go with the Detroit Tigers. No. Because if you look and see, the Cleveland Guardians won the Central Division this year.
Yep.
That division is a disaster. You can get good quickly in Major League Baseball if you're going to spend some money. We see Carlos Correa is opting out. He's going to be out there on the free agent market this year. What will Scott Harris do? Scott Harris also has been responsible for having a lot of success in Major League Baseball. And I just don't, and I'll put the Pistons 3rd. And the only reason I'm putting the Pistons 3rd in this ranking, because I think context matters here, is because I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year. I think they're going to take a major step. I think they're on the right track, but I don't think they're going to make the playoffs until next year, or at least compete for a playoff berth next year. And then 2 years from now, I think they're competing pretty good. So that's 2024. And then the Lions are just dead last year. Show me before you do anything else. But so Red Wings make the playoffs this year. The Tigers this time next year, before the Pistons season can start, could be in the playoffs. If they go out there, sign 3 or 4 impact players, which I don't know. Scott Harris, what's he going to do? Is Scott Harris going to have a blank checkbook to do what he wants to do to make this team good, to get them to be competitive quickly? That is the only reason I'm putting them number 2 above the Detroit Pistons, just by sheer dates on the calendar, because a year from now, before the Pistons season starts, they could be in the playoffs next year.
Tigers lost 90 games this year.
Yes.
I'm sorry. The Tigers lost 90 games this year. And the year before that, they lost 85. The year before they lost 85. This year they lost 90. I understand they got Scott Harris. I'm excited that they got rid of Alvila. They're trying to start things over. They got a guy that has a championship pedigree. He was there with the Cubs when they won it all, and he also was in San Francisco, helping to get them back into respective play. Excuse me. But with that being said, man, 90 games is a lot. Now, they're probably 22 out of being in the playoffs, 21 somewhere around there, but out being in the playoffs. I'm going with Red Wings 1. I'm going with Pistons. I'm going with Pistons and Lions split, because even though the Lions aren't going to make the playoffs this year, I still look at it this way. You got to see what Josh Pascal is going to be. You got to see what Jameson Williams, who I believe is going to be a stud. I believe that he is going to be a stud, much like that one, Maz. He's going to be a stud, Jameson Williams, and then also you have another draft next year. You'll have another draft next year to get things right in 2023. I think the Tigers are probably in 4th place. That's just me, because I think the Pistons, Troy Weaver, they got it right. The only thing that they need now, they need a bigger guy, and they also got to get a coach, because I don't believe Dwayne Casey is going to be the guy for the long run. He's the guy to set it up, and then you bring in your young coach.
He almost stole my thunder completely.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, man.
I'm sorry.
Red Wings 1st. Yeah. I got Lions 2nd.
Yeah.
Pistons 3rd. And the Tigers 4th. I think the Tigers are going to be 3 years away, at least.
Yeah.
Pistons are 2 years away from getting in there and doing well. Lions, I think they compete for a playoff next year, maybe even get in and win a game. And the Red Wings, I think it's either a playoff this year or next.
Let me say this about the Detroit Tigers. Yes, they lost 96 games this year.
Oh, excuse me.
But if you look,
if their pitchers don't come back, they have no chance.
I understand. They should get Spencer Turnbull next year. I don't know about Skubal. They'll get Mize maybe middle of the season. I don't know. Let's just say they're going to have Eduardo Rodriguez. Until
he leaves again.
Whatever. They'll have some players. What I'm saying is this. In baseball, all you got to do is spend a little bit of money and make a couple of right moves, have a guy flash here and there. Last year, the Baltimore Orioles were 52 and 110. 52 and 110 in 2021. This year, 83 and 79. They finished 3 games out of a wild card. Think about that. A team that lost 110 games last year.
They were the hottest team in baseball a couple of times this year and faltered at the end. They just ran out of steam.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going with that. It can happen. It is possible. And when you have smart people running your organization, making the decisions for you, it is it is easy to get good quickly. More on this, and we'll take a deep dive in the NFL. Lots going on. Incredible storylines in the NFL, and let me tell you, I'm here for it. But first, a message from Chili Peppers Tanning.
Yes, sir. And if you join the Peppers Club, they're going to save you $5 on unlimited tanning. They're going to beat all competitors by $5 on unlimited tanning and a lot more. Don't forget all those great products that they have at Chili Peppers Tanning. 27 locations and more on the way. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans, and the cleanest salons in the D. They are your vitamin D headquarters. They are ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, whether you are a player or a fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Mike Phillips' #1 priority. He has been doing this for 23 years. I know a little something about being in something for a very long time. That means you're pretty damn good at it, and so is Mike Phillips, #1 in the country, #1 in the state, at buying, investing, selling, giving you the advice you need, helping you sell, buy, or invest in a home of your future. Go to 313-403-0011, dial 313-403-0011. Game on, let Mike Phillips help you.
Welcome back, WoodwardSports.com, Woodward Sports Network. Get into the WoodwardSports.com chat. Also, head on over to the page. You know, you got the Morning Woodward Show, Big D Energy, Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, Heavyweights, podcast news, and of course the shop. Over 120 items in the Woodward Sports shop.
Almost bankrupt.
I spent a lot of money yesterday because we got all this new gear, all these new great fun things to wear and have some fun in the fall and winter months. So I spent some money. I hope you do too, representing Woodward Sports Network. Braylon, before we get into this very explosive topic in the NFL, I do think it's worth mentioning, and I want to courtesy Brad Galley, Channel 7 Sports, here locally in the city of Detroit, for tweeting out this picture. It is District Detroit. 5 years later, this is the 5th opening night at Little Caesars Arena for the Detroit Red Wings, and you just have an empty lot, not even paved, just a dirt lot. All the promises that were made, everything that goes into District Detroit, and all the tax breaks and everything that was promised. And yes, you have an arena, and you have some things in that arena, but nothing around that arena.
You got parking.
And it's just
it's like $50 a car.
Look,
if not more. You don't have a lot of wins in that arena, mind you. But with that being said, man, that's just a letdown. You know,
it is. That's a great word for it.
It's a letdown. That's what happens when you get the fans, you get the people of the city, because not everybody has to be a Detroit Red Wings or Pistons fan to want to see their city do well, to have some good things. Look, we want nice things too.
Concerts.
Like me and JB were talking before the show, why can't we have nice things? That's because people sell us a dream, much like the LED roof that they said that they were going to put up there. What happened to that?
I said that will never take place.
What happened to that, mind you? But you say you're going to do all these things. If we pay a little extra on taxes or if we help out, well, we did our fair share, but they didn't help out. See, this is when you lose trust. This is when fans, this is when people, this is when the city, this is when they lose trust in people and owners, etc. Because you told us one thing, we said, you know what, that's going to be damn good. We want the city to look good. We want to support. And then here we are looking at a vacant lot. That's not good business.
Look, it's, I understand the pandemic came and, everything costs more to build now, of course. I mean, you ever see the price of lumber and steel now? Yeah. Like I understand those things, but those are decisions you get to make when you put up all the money.
Yeah.
When you're getting money from the city, from the state for this, these are not excuses you can make, I don't think. So very disappointing in the District Detroit in that vision that really is, I mean, it just seems like just that, a vision now. It seems like there's zero reality to it. And I guess, people stopped asking about it.
I mean, you got the courtyard out there with the big TV screen, and you wanted to make it into the Deer District that Milwaukee had, or a Jurassic Park that the Raptors have. All these cities have these great places to watch games outside the Staples Center. Well, I don't know, whatever the hell.
But they also
have whatever the hell it's called.
And
that comes with good teams, though, right?
And that's where I was going with that. Like, is that part of it as well? Like
maybe they're waiting then.
And that's a question, and I'm not equipped to understand the nuances of how it was structured. I know what was said, I know what wasn't done, but I don't know if that's what they're waiting on particularly, because the places you name, they're winning now, they're winning. But I don't know how those teams were when those things were built. I know the Bucks are winning now, but when was Deer District built? I know Jurassic was winning at a certain time, but when was it built is a good question.
But again, all those things you're talking about, all those images you see of fans watching the big TVs outside the stadium, you don't see those on some random Wednesday night in December. You see those come playoff time, and there's a reason to watch. We here have not had that reason since LCA's been open. The Red Wings haven't been good. The Pistons certainly haven't been any good. And there's no reason to watch a game inside the stadium, let alone outside the stadion.
No doubt about it.
Now we hope that's changing. But
that's an eyesore. What we just showed you.
Doubt.
That's an eyesore.
And more than anything, it feels wrong. Right?
Hell,
I mean, 5 years and it's just empty. There's not even the makings of anything. You're promised hotels. You were promised retail. You were promised all of those things, and none of it has happened. And again, I understand pandemic came along. Prices have gone up. Labor shortages have gone up. I understand all that. But those are excuses you get to make, in my opinion, when you're
cashing out.
When you are footing the bill for all of it. But the city and the taxpayers of the city of Detroit and the state of Michigan really are the ones that helped build LCA, and I think it is owed to them that something goes up there.
When you say you're going to do something, you got to do it.
Yeah.
When you say you're going to do something, especially to the people, when you say you're going to do something, then you got to do it.
And I've told you about what I've heard.
I told you.
I've told you what I heard. I have friends in the electricians union that work at Comerica, that work at Little Caesars, have their round-the-year jobs there because you need electricians there year-round. And the rumor is they're going to go away from union electricians and use freelance guys and pay them, a lot less. And it's ugly. And I know everyone wants to make money. Everybody has to make money. That's why you're in business. But the Ellis have a casino in freaking Jersey, man. They got money. You're the NFL pizza, Little Caesars. You're in the NFL. You're in bed with the NFL now. I mean, throw Detroit the crumb you promised them, please.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just looking at some of the proposed developments to bring the new hotel, meeting space, dining, retail. I'm looking at these images, and none of them are here. Not even nothing. Zero
It's a nothing burger, as they say.
And I just find it just not good, for lack of a better way to say it.
It leaves a bad taste in your
mouth. It does leave a bad taste in my mouth, because I was one of those guys, 7-8 years ago, when, you're talking about tax breaks for the new stadium or the new arena. Yeah, you got to do it. Come on, let's go. Tax breaks. Come on, this is how business gets done. Yeah. They're creating a tax base. This tax base is not here if there is not investment here. This is the way.
How many people were laughing at you when you said that?
It's done.
How many people?
A lot.
And that's why I asked. Now they're like
a lot, because it leaves a sour taste in my mouth, because. Again, I was one of those people banging on that drum. Got to get this through. Got to get this through. Got to get these tax breaks for the illiches.
Yeah.
Because you look around the country, this is how business gets done. This is how stadiums get built. This is how thriving downtowns start.
This is how portfolios lose money. That's all I'm saying.
And now everybody's looking at me because I was that guy. You don't know what the F you're talking about, and you know what? They're right. It makes me kind of.
Well, you got duped.
How about when they took the motion?
You want to believe. You want to believe. You want to believe in
But that's what I'm saying.
Right?
I'm not saying it in a negative way. I'm saying you got duped with the belief and the vision that they were going to do something downtown Detroit that was going to be special, and it was going to put us with the big boys in professional sports. There's nothing wrong with that vision. There's nothing wrong with getting duped in that belief.
How about when they pulled the rug out from the Hollywood money? People coming here, making movies, making TV shows.
That was the state, though.
That was the state.
Well,
that's not the city.
Well, it sucks.
Yeah. That was actually the Snyder administration, believe it or not. I thought the Whitmer administration would bring it back, but she did not.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Good point.
Those commercials, mind you, before we get too off topic, the commercials that I've been watching for Tudor Dixon and Gretchen Whitmer, it feels like I'm watching.
It's a debate tonight, by the way.
I can't wait to feel like I'm watching Comedy Central. Like, watching these commercials, I felt like I'm watching a Saturday Night Live or Dave Chappelle show parody of elections. Like, that's what it looks like to me. I'm not trying to make light of it, and I'm not trying to disrespect the work that was put into these commercials or these campaign ads. But my God, watching this stuff is like, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't.
The chat is on fire, by the way, the woodwardsports.com chat. They should just ask Brett Favre for some donations.
There you go. Shannon Sharp laid him out again. Shannon Sharp laid him out again today.
I can't wait to talk about that. The guy that his first comments, what we did talk about yesterday, his first comments after hiding in a cave for the last 3 months were, "You smeared my name."
Yeah.
My God.
He called him Robbing Hood. Robbing Hood. Stealing from the poor and giving to the rich.
Detroit Dabber 313. Can't wait for everyone coming for the 2024 draft. They can see our great district of surface parking lots.
My God.
Jesse Adams. Give the billionaire better tax breaks, but they aren't building it. LOL. Not shocking.
Yeah,
gosh.
It's tough, man.
That is so funny.
That's freaking
Some
hilarious.
of these guys are great.
Braylon, you should put an LED roof on your house.
Right, from Pink Energy.
Well, you know what? Maybe I'll get tax breaks from West Bloomfield. We'll see how that works out.
Guys, I got to take a break. Come right back. Really explosive dirt in the NFL. Got to get to it. We'll do it next. But first, a message from Cintron.
Cintron is the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. And now, they are putting all 3 of their flavors in a limited edition 6-pack. Gotta get one of these 6-packs. Gonna be a cool thing for the thing to have in the future. Got the Red Wings label right there on it, the monogram. Oh, looks so beautiful. CintronWorld.com/Red Wings is how you get one of these boxes. Look, they want to be a part of the community, and unlike the Illiches trying to do District 81, they actually really do want to re-energize the community. So let them. Woodwardsports.com did. You should too.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit. But we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
This is one of the juiciest stories that have come out in the NFL in quite some time, and I am here for it. Daniel Snyder, it's the top story on ESPN.com. I invite all of you to go and read it. The Commanders' owner, Dan Snyder, claims to have dirt on fellow owners, coaches, executives, employees, and enough secrets to blow up Commissioner Roger Goodell and the league itself. And I'll tell you this much. I think Daniel Snyder is one of the biggest snakes known to the human race, but I hope he is steadfast here. I hope he comes out and just spills all the beans.
What were his 4 words? Don't F with me. That's what he said.
I've been a lot. I've been 4 different franchises. I've been around a bunch of different teams. I've been around a bunch of different owners. I've heard a lot of different things come out of different eras, whether it was the era my father played in, whether it was the era before that, whether it was the era of the 80s, the 90s, whether it was the era I played in. There's a lot of dirt on these owners. They have done a lot of despicable things, and the NFL does not want this. When Daniel Snyder makes the comment that says, don't F with me, the NFL is going to respond, you're right. Because at the end of the day, the question is, do you want him to blow it all up, or do you just want him to be quiet and, if fines and get out? But that's not for the owners. That's for the people. Would the people rather, and this is a real question, would the people rather him just blow it all up? Now, keep in mind the infrastructure that he's going to destroy if he blows it all up. Like, if he tells all the dirty secrets, all the stuff comes out, stuff that they can't deny, all that type of stuff, it's gonna F up the NFL. And I'm telling you, this is going to go away much like it already has, much like he's been hiding and that nothing has come out. They are despicable at times, certain more despicable than others, but he's not lying when he says he has stuff on these teams. And if he starts to lay some of this stuff out, it's one of those things where you gotta leave a couple breadcrumbs to get people to understand what you have. I'm telling you like this, the NFL doesn't want that, because the NFL got to a really good place after everything happened with Colin Kaepernick. Whether you believed in Colin Kaepernick, whether you didn't believe, whether you hated the NFL for, whatever, the NFL recovered from that. They hired Jay-Z, and Jay-Z's been doing his thing behind closed doors. You see the Super Bowl last year. You see Rihanna's doing the Super Bowl this year. Another win for Jay-Z. They've gotten kind of to a place. Viewership is back up. You see what Thursday Night Football, even though the games have not been that good.
It's excelled.
It's excelled.
Yeah.
It's excelled. They don't want that, because you know what? It's going to take them on a path that they may not be able to recover from.
Well, guys like John Gruden, I'm sure he would like to hear a bunch of good stuff.
They put his stuff on blast.
I say flame on. I want to hear it, baby, because I still think the NFL will win.
Yeah, well, it's so interesting because, right, you want this guy to lose because he's so bad, and I know people who are really close to that red Commanders organization.
Yeah, the Commandos.
The Red Commanders.
Yeah, he is not liked at all, despised as a human being. So you want the guy to have what he's got coming to him, but at the same time, man, I am just so ready for people who seem to be holier than thou, who kind of sit on their perch and talk down to the little guy. I'm ready to see them have their comeuppance a little bit.
The big thing,
and I do. I root for the story at this point, and I just. Like you said, though, it's going to go one of two ways. This is going to be the most explosive story in sports history, perhaps, or he's going to keep his mouth shut, and this will go away like everything. Like every single story in the NFL. Concussions, Ray Rice, Colin Kaepernick. It is all Tua, but it goes away over time, and the NFL continues to ascend.
They'll do something sneaky under the radar, maybe some huge fine, some, I don't know, $50 million fine, $100 million fine, whatever. They'll do something like that, because they can't afford to lose the NFL. The NFL will win in the end, but how long will it take, though, man? Like, yeah, the NFL will win, but you're talking about, is it an 8-year win? Is it a 9-year win? Is it a 6-year win? Is it a 4-year win? You got to look at all the people that now pay attention, all the eyes that are on the NFL, for the NFL. Like, it's at an all-time high, and just everyone watching. Everyone has a stake in the NFL. It's no longer just husband and wives and kids watching NFL. You have the LGBTQIA plus community, they're watching the NFL. You have Red Party watching the NFL, Blue Party watching the NFL, whoever. You got foreign fans of the NFL. Look what they just did on Sunday in London. You had the Giants and Green Bay. First time they had a winning or two winning teams play each other. You had Aaron Rodgers. There's so much invested in the NFL from different personalities, different ethnicities, minorities, different groups, etc., etc. Now is not the time to falter in the NFL, and that's why I'm telling you, this will go away. They don't want that bombshell to be dropped, because you'll win. Yeah, you'll win. But how long is it going to take you to cover up 100 years of secrets? That's all I'm saying.
They're saying that FedEx Field is the worst stadium in the NFL. It's 20 years old. It used to be the biggest stadium when it came out. It was like 85,000 capacity. I think they've taken it down, which is shocking to me, because people, when the Redskins were around back in the day, people were lining up to get tickets to go see them.
The Commanders, man.
Yeah, well, they were the Redskins back then. All right, so I can mention the history, right?
He's taking it
history, they were the Redskins. So that's what I'm going to say.
You want to get them worked up, talk about team names change.
85,000 then. I hear they've taken it down to 60-some-odd thousand. I don't know how you do that. I guess just taking seats out and doing other stuff. But last year, remember, the people were leaning over to get Jalen Hurts a high five, and they fell on him.
Yeah.
They fell on him. So I don't understand who the hell built that freaking place. But the NFL is desperate to get a new stadium in Washington. And guess what? He ain't going to get help from Maryland or Virginia or Washington, D.C. So he's got to pony up to get that stadium. So they want a stadium more than they want to get rid of him.
The other interesting thing, too, right now is for Dan Snyder. You haven't seen Dan Snyder in a long time because he's passed over power. Like, he's not really a part of the day-to-day operations. He's nowhere to be found. Yeah, he may still be slipping emails in there, I want this done, et cetera, but he's not around. Jason Wright is an individual that's done an amazing job, kind of changed the identity and the culture there for the Washington Commanders. I played with Jason Wright with the Cleveland Browns. He's a sharp brother out of Northwestern University. He's kind of changes. So it's one of those deals where, do you poke a sleeping bear? Like, it's a real deal. Like, I want to see it because guess what? It's not going to change WoodwardSports.com. It's not going to change Ermanni and Edwards with Maz and JB and Fletch and what we do here. It won't change us. But the NFL as a brand, it blow it up.
Question to you guys is, what do you think will happen? What will happen with this case? I'm curious to see what you guys think about that. Plus, we'll go around the NFL. It is a Top 10 Thursday. Braylon's got a great list. As always, plenty of Lions talk as well. Big college football game, too, over there in Ann Arbor. Braylon is going to be part of the pregame festivities in and around the city of Ann Arbor. Big noon kickoff is this Saturday in Ann Arbor. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts, have been for over 90 years. You see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house? Tells the bad guys one thing:
stay out.
Right now is the perfect time to make sure you have that peace of mind and home security from Guardian Alarm, the most trusted name in home and business security. With 24/7 monitoring, you can have the peace of mind knowing that you are being backed by the best. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT. That number again, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Hey, it's Mass for Big Boy. Why don't we have Big Boy today?
Big Boy.
We should be a Big Boy today because for a limited time only, the all-new burgers and loaded fries are at Big Boy. Let's check it out. First, it's not the Slim Jim anymore, guys. It's the Big Jim. And your new burgers, the Burger Blue, the Bacon Blue, and the Chili Cheeseburger. Jimbo. Delicious. And how about those fries? Let's hip them up a little. Let's make some nacho fries, some chili cheese fries, some baked potato fries. Just satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Want to thank everybody in the WoodwardSports.com chat. We certainly appreciate everybody in there, especially Tammy Chin, one of our favorites.
We love you, Tammy.
As well, we love Tammy and everybody else in there, but Tammy gets a special shout out today, guys. Before we move on here, just what do you think will happen with this story, Braylon?
$50 million fine. It'll be quiet under the wraps. It won't get disclosed what the amount is, and then he'll fade off into existence as he has been right now. Jason Ryder keep taking over the day-to-day operations with the Washington Commanders, and they will still suck, and Ron Rivera get fired. That's what I think.
Daniel Snyder, just a despicable human being. Tom Mazawey, what do you think will happen?
He is, but I got to go with Braylon's first intuition. Yep. Nothing is going to happen here. It's just going to be, he's going to apologize. I didn't really say that. I was misquoted. I love my NFL owners that we're all a brotherhood. Go Commanders. By the way, Ron Rivera, you're out.
Oh, 100%. That's what happens. You fire him as a distraction. I told you.
The old distraction routine.
There are very few times we've talked about an NFL-related story and Braylon didn't get it right. I just want to say that. I appreciate you. We argue with you all the time.
I get some things
He told us.
For the most part.
I appreciate it, but I appreciate the conversation and the discourse. But
full
usually,
disclosure, I still stuff from Stan Elvis.
Right, very good.
I still stuff from my
Very
dad.
good. No wonder why he's getting it all right. All right, exactly. Tom Mazawey, let's go around the NFL, shall we?
Let's do it, JB. Let's play some NFL music. Wish we had the real NFL music.
Can't play it. Rights restrictions.
I know. It costs a lot of money. Wish I had it though. I pay for it.
What is that, like $50,000 a month?
I'm not
for that
sure.
license?
I have no idea.
I think it is.
I have no idea, but it's awesome. Nonetheless,
not for $50,000.
Thursday night football tonight.
This $30,000 a month. Maybe.
This game might set football back another 10 years from last week's Colts game. You got the Bears hosting. Who are they even hosting?
Commanders.
The Commanders. What an S show this will be on Amazon Prime. Are you going to lock on to Amazon Prime and be stuck watching this game? You're kind of stuck today because the Yankees game that was going to be on tonight has been postponed due to rain. But Al Michaels said last week, if these games don't get better, I don't know if I can keep doing this.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he not on the air, but through the week, that is what come out. That's what's come out of the media. He don't think he might be headed to retirement. This game might do it.
No, $20 million a year and you're good. You'll show up to one game a week, I think, for that.
Right. I understand $20 million a year, but how old is Al Michaels?
80?
He's 80.
No, I don't think he's that old.
No, he's about 78. About 75. But he's flirting with
age.
He's in good shape.
This internet thing is all right.
But once you get to a certain age, money doesn't do it for you anymore.
77 years old.
He's flirting with 80.
Yeah.
$20 million.
He'll be 78 in November.
$20 million if you're not necessarily happy, if something just doesn't get you out of bed, something doesn't get you amped when you're doing it, man, you don't care about the $20 million because you're like, you know what? I got more than I need for the rest of my life. This game is stinks. Key.
It's a pick 'em too.
It's horrible.
Even.
Like the thing about it is you want to throw stats out there. Well, Carson Wentz is 6-0 on Thursday Night Football.
Yep.
And he's also 4-0 against the Chicago Bears. So, I mean, that's where the money should go. But this is one of those games. I see certain games. Like, if you look at last week's game with the Colts and the Denver Broncos, if you look at when you're picking that game, you're like, you know what? The Indianapolis Colts were a quarterback away from going to the playoff last year. That defense is fired. Darius Leonard. You see the guys with the things that they can do. You're like, you know what? I'll take this game with a Matt Ryan. They should be able to get over the hump. And then you look at what Russell Wilson is as a quarterback, the Denver Broncos, and the team they had.
It should have been a good game.
Guys, this Thursday Night Football schedule sucks.
But that's what I was.
You really think it does?
Yeah.
I was just saying that game I can understand. This game, even before the season started, you couldn't get me to believe that the Chicago Bears and Justin Fields is going to be a great game with Carson Wentz and the Washington Commanders. Who the hell was in charge of picking this schedule?
Who's next week?
Saints at Cardinals.
That's good.
Two losing teams, though.
That's a good team. That's a good game.
2 losing teams.
I like that game.
The following week, Ravens at Bucks.
Great
game.
Okay, let's go.
Eagles at Texans. I mean,
that's not good.
Then the next week, ready? Week 10, Falcons at Panthers. 2 losing teams. Then you've got the Titans at the Packers.
All right.
Then I think back-to-back good ones. Buffalo at New England.
Good. Okay, maybe.
And then the Raiders at the Rams.
Like that a lot.
San Francisco
this
at
year
Seattle.
or before the season?
No, this year.
The Rams suck.
San Francisco at Seattle. Boring.
What was that one?
San Francisco at Seattle.
Well, Seattle.
Boring.
Seattle might be surprising you.
There's Jags at Jets. And then the Cowboys at the Titans.
Here's one of my favorite phrases. Whoever booked this schedule for Thursday Night Football, congratulations. You played yourself.
You're fired.
You're fired.
By the way,
what do you mean I'm fired?
The Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I want to see this tonight.
Let me show you a little hype video they put out about what uniform they're going to wear tonight. Then I'll show you the helmets up close.
Orange mode activated.
Oh boy, what do you think?
I love it. I love these alternate helmets.
Yeah.
The jerseys,
them.
couldn't care less.
Look at those helmets.
But
I
the
like 'em.
alternate helmets.
Is it a stripe down the middle?
I don't think so.
Or is that a shadow?
Might be a stripe.
I think it is a stripe. I see it on the back part.
Yeah. Might be a stripe.
This is one of these things, if I'm being honest. Oh, first of all, how is it stuck like that? Did somebody throw it in there and they took a shot?
Right.
Like it's like it's just floating and suspended in air. But
it's Halloween, man.
I want to see. We got to play that Tennessee cut tomorrow. The guy that talks about Tennessee and from Alabama. But I got to see these in person. Well, not in person, but on TV, on the players, see them come out. Because I can't tell if I like them or not.
I mean, I want to see a Lions white helmet. I want to see that blue helmet.
I want to see a Lions win.
Yeah,
the chrome.
Detroit downtown.
That chrome.
I want to see all of it. I love these change-up helmets. Especially,
me too.
You know, why not?
Especially when the game's going to suck.
Yeah,
At least
right.
you get
At least
to
you
watch
look
them.
okay.
We talk about that, man. You know, when you're a team and maybe you need that new thing, maybe changing the uniforms was the thing that they forgot to do this year. We talked about that.
It's not going to mesh well with the Washington uniform, though.
Fine.
They should have wore their black ones. Remember those black from a week ago?
Yeah.
Those look good, those Washington uniforms in black.
What else you got, Maz?
I've got, let's keep on this game. Carson Wentz, you heard Braylon earlier. He is 6-0 on Thursday Night Football, and he knows how to beat the Bears as well. But he leads the NFC East in passing touchdowns, and people are crapping on him.
He may lead the NFC in touchdown, but he also leads the NFC in QBR rating badly, which is 38.2%. He also throws interceptions when he should not. People thought he had a good game last week. Drove down 12 plays, 87 yards. Looked like he was going to get the touchdown and win the game. And what does he do? Well, he throws the interception on the goal line, which is why Ron Rivera went ham in his meeting. Next, I'm done talking about the Commanders.
All right, let's go. Sean McVay says, not so fast, OBJ. Move up the Rams on your list. We have not given you our best offer yet.
Well, then why hasn't he then? I hate all that. Just give him your best offer. Say you want to come to the Rams, you want to stay with the world champs or not.
He wants Michael Gallup money.
What's Michael Gallup money?
I have no idea.
$15 million a year?
Whatever he wants, he wants.
Michael Gallup's right around 20. He's maybe 18 or so.
God.
As a wide receiver, I always want the players, I always want the wide receivers to get their money. I'm always on their side. But in this particular situation, I can understand how maybe an offer that Odell doesn't want has come in yet. I mean, you look at a guy in Odell Beckham that had an ACL, a knee injury, he had ACL surgery 2 years ago that ended his career. I mean, ended his season with the Browns. He did make the playoffs. He wasn't a part of that. Then he comes back the next season, struggles a little bit, gets to the Rams, seems like things are going well, gets to the Super Bowl, could be MVP, and then he has another ACL surgery on the same knee. And you're talking about that injury was less than 8 months ago. The injury was less than 8 months ago, so it's a condition of, is he healthy or not to come back? So I think they're waiting to see how good is that knee, because if that knee was that good, then he'd already be on a team. So I think they're waiting for that to make the final offer.
I hope he doesn't go to the Rams. I'd like to see him go to
I know where he's going.
I'd like to see him go to another team.
I know where he's going.
I want to see him go to the Packers. You think he's going to the Bills?
No, I got one or two teams.
Pack?
He's going, as I wrote this down in my notes, he's going to the Cowboys.
Oh, my.
Or he's going to the Chiefs.
Michael Gallup, by the way, 5 years, $62.5 million max value on that deal. So he $23 million guaranteed. So it's not that crazy of an offer. Michael Gallup coming off an injury as well. So,
but his first one.
Yeah,
and he's still
first
younger
one,
than
right.
Chiefs.
So
that's a favorite, I would think.
I think, yeah, you're looking at Michael Gallup's coming back trying to figure it out. CeeDee Lamb, but they need another wideout. They need another guy to stir that pot there in Dallas. You're talking about a team right now that arguably has the best defense in the NFL. They're 4-1. They have Micah Parsons. And on the other side, they have a guy, Cooper Rush. He's just taking what they give you, and they're 4-1. That can be a space for Odell as well. If I was Odell, I would look for a one-year contract, and then the following year, and then when I'm healthy going to the offseason, then you get your big deal.
Maz, give me one more, and then we'll go to our top 10 Thursdays to
You
kick
got
off
it, my
hour
friend.
number 2.
Keeping it with the NFL, obviously, they are not backing down on those roughing the quarterback calls, at least not this year.
So this from Adam Schefter, a league source, said today that there is no backing down on enforcing rules that are in place to protect the health and safety of the players, including quarterbacks, who by rule are considered defenseless players when they are in a passing posture. That is a quote from a league source through Adam Schefter. So no league, they are not backing down. Your eyes are telling you that is not pass interference. The refs are telling you that is roughing the passer, I should say, not pass interference. Either way, the NFL is just
too many rules,
what a
too
great
many
league.
Too many sub rules.
What a great league.
Give me more.
Yeah,
give me more.
I can't get enough. Give me the Commanders and the Bears tonight.
Give it
I'll
to
be
me.
front and center.
Especially with no Yankees.
Right, no doubt. Braylon, get ready. Top 10 Thursdays coming at you. Next, also Darren McCarty going to join us on the eve of the Red Wings kicking off the 2022-2023 season. We'll get his thoughts on where the Red Wings are in the rebuild. Can they compete this year for a playoff? We'll get D-Mac's thoughts. But first, a message from Custom Health Centers. Is it time to get back to your fighting weight? Feel like summer packed down a few too many pounds? Well, Custom Health Centers takes the willpower out of weight loss. Whether you need to lose 20 or 120, Custom Health Centers will help you do it quickly and safely. Go to CustomHealthCenters.com. That website again, CustomHealthCenters.com. Give them a call today, 844-789-THIN. That number again, 844-789-THIN.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hey gang, how's everybody doing out there in digital land? Is that a thing, digital land?
It is.
No, the thing out there is, what do you call it? Is
the interweb?
No, you're not.
The World Wide Web?
Oh my God, what's this, 94? What is it, Fletch?
Metaverse.
Thank you.
Metaverse. Look at that.
These old men up here. Now I'm one of them because I couldn't think of it either.
WoodwardSports.com. Thanks, everybody. Making Woodward Sports part of your day. However you're consuming Woodward Sports, we certainly appreciate it. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey. We got Fletch. We got JB taking you for another 60 minutes or so. And we'll get D-Mac's thoughts on the Detroit Red Wings coming up. But Braylon, do you know what today is?
Oh, yeah, I know what today is.
Today
Top
is
10 Thursdays,
Top 10
baby.
Thursday.
Top 10 Thursdays.
Here we go. Top 10 Thursday. Here we go. What do we got today, Braylon Edwards? Top 10 Thursday. What top 10 list are we attacking today?
Coming into the season, there was a lot of excitement about guys going to different teams and, they're going to make this team good and this team will be great and this conference, this division will be amazing. They'll get 4 teams into the playoffs. Guess what? This is Braylon's top 10 most disappointing new guys coming in at number 10. Now, Bobby Wagner's having a decent season, 39 tackles, 2 sacks, but they're giving up way too many points. They didn't bring him in for that. He was embarrassed first night of the season against the Buffalo Bills. Didn't even know he was out there until he got ran over the end zone and then he made the tackle. So Bobby Wagner, although may not should be on that list, a little bit disappointing for me. Another guy coming in number 9, his teammate. Has anybody seen Allen Robinson?
I want to know.
Has anybody seen Allen Robinson?
I want to know who's number 1 on this
list. Has anyone seen Allen
low.
Robinson? Now, the reason why Allen Robinson isn't higher on this list is because he's not getting targets. He's not getting targets. Matt Stafford's
maybe he's not open.
No, don't go that route. One, Matt Stafford's offensive line sucks. Matt Stafford is having a bad year. I won't necessarily say he sucks, but he's open. Just can't get the ball when the guy's looking at Cooper Kupp and Higbee the whole game. Coming in at number 3, a.k.a. number 9, number 8, DJ Chark. DJ Chark, 4 games. The guy has 3 catches, 98 yards.
Wow.
3 catches, 98 yards. I repeat.
That's it?
Oh, no, excuse me. 7 catches, 98 yards. That's even worse. 7 catches, 98 yards with 1 touchdown. I need to see this guy. It becomes a question. Hey, you know what? Why did the Jacksonville Jaguars need a wide receiver, but then they let this guy go and got another wide receiver from Arizona? I'm just asking questions. Number 7, Lyle Collins. Oh, man. The Cincinnati Bengals. What was their weak point last year? They couldn't protect Joe Burrow and still got to the Super Bowl. Gave up 51 sacks last year. They said, you know what? We're going to go out, get Lyle Collins, the guy that plays for the Cowboys. He's a part of that monster offensive line that they have with Tyron Smith. He's part of it. And Zach Martin. No, he's not. When he was with the Cowboys, he got masked by Tyron Smith and Zach Martin. They're giving up 18 sacks, a league high, and they're going to get Joe Burrow killed. Coming in at number 6, Matt Ryan. You heard me say it a second ago. The Indianapolis Colts and Frank Reich were this close to being in the playoffs last year. Now, they blamed it on Carson Wentz, not Frank Reich, and then they bring in Matt Ryan, and oh, my God.
Matt Ryan sucks.
Has Matt Ryan been abysmal? Sometimes
he don't suck.
He sucks.
Listen, he sucks this year. Sometimes you just get old. Matt Ryan, 37 years old. He's thrown 7 interceptions. He's fumbled 11 times. And then he
7-11.
7-11. And then he also made us watch that game last week with he and Russell Wilson, which was the worst game I had ever seen in my life.
I think I just heard the number 1 guy.
At number 5, Chandler Jones. Chandler Jones has one of the highest sack rates in the NFL over the last 8 years. He's at one of the highest. He's up there with the T.J. Watts, the Von Millers, the Aaron Donalds. He's up there with those guys. But not this year. He has 0 sacks, 8 tackles, and oh, by the way, he has not missed a game, and he's $51 million on that salary. 32 of it is guaranteed. So somebody got to find Chandler Jones and help the Raiders out. Number 4, Mitchell Trubisky.
Why do you hate Mitchell Trubisky?
Why do I hate Mitchell Trubisky? Because in 4 games, he only had 3 touchdowns. And this isn't passing touchdowns. This is offensive touchdowns, including Najee Harris, including the tight end's fry move, and his wide receiver core. But it really a disappointment because Mitchell Trubisky is who we thought he was.
Right.
But he still has to come in at number 4. Coming in at number 3, Carson Wentz himself. Obviously, he does have stats. But the one stat that matters out of Carson Wentz is this. Quarterback. That was the quote by Ron Rivera. Carson Wentz, 10 touchdowns, but they're all fraudulent. They're 1-4. Can't make plays when he's supposed to make plays. Carson Wentz is who we thought he was. Coming in at number 2, another quarterback. This is somebody that Maz said we should bring to the Detroit Lions. He said that Baker Mayfield could be the answer for the Lions' problems at quarterback.
He's the answer.
Bring him in. You want to hear his stats? In 5 games, his passer rating has been under 85. The only quarterback in the NFL to achieve that. 5 games he has with 0 or 1 touchdown. He is the NFL leader in passing, the lowest pass efficiency. He is the NFL leader in lowest pass per yards. He is the NFL leader in lowest perception. Oh my God, I can go on and on. Baker Mayfield is stinking. But coming in at number 1, you know who it is.
You know who
you
it
know
is.
what time it is.
Everybody calling it.
You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
Danger.
Sports.
Danger. Russell Wilson.
Danger.
And the danger stands for danger to the Denver Broncos. He is having an abysmal
Ruined the franchise.
year.
245.
Oh my God. He's averaging 15 points a game, 31 in the NFL. He's on pace for 82.2% QBR, which is low of his career, and 59.2% completion rated. He looks like a guy that doesn't know what's going on. He misses Seattle. He didn't know how good he had it with Pete Carroll, who protected him, put him in the best situations to have success. He thought he could do it himself. Hey, Broncos Nation.
Let's ride.
Let's ride. But he didn't tell you which way he was going. He is on the horse, going backwards, the opposite way. He's not even at Sports Authority anymore. He took it back to Mile High Stadium. I don't know where the hell he's going. He's in the wrong direction. And it doesn't look like it's going to get any better. And keep in mind, I'm not hating him because I play with him. I know him. And my dumb ass picked them to win the Super Bowl. I was trying to do a trend. Tom Brady won with a new team 2 years ago. Matt Stafford won with a new team last year. So I went with a trend. And you know what? Never trust a trend. Always trust your natural instinct was that the Broncos were not going to be that team.
Did he even have his jersey in Walmart anymore? Walmart owns the Broncos.
Yeah, they put those back on the shelf.
I like the list, except for a couple of things. I'd move Bobby Wagner and Allen Robinson up into the top 5, and I'd move Mitchell Trubisky out of there, and I'd move Carson Wentz. And I guess, did anybody expect Washington to have any sort of? You did?
Yes.
Okay, then you can leave Carson Wentz there.
You thought he was supposed to be the mainstay until Chase Young came back.
Let me tell you something.
Hold on. Let me just. I want you to kill that. I won't say anything about Mitchell Trubisky.
I just want to say something before you open your mouth.
You don't even know where I'm going.
You hit it right on the head. Your top 10 is
you're the
perfect.
best, man. I appreciate you.
Perfect.
And this is one thing I would say about you. You keep asking this question about Allen Robinson. Go watch some film.
Go watch film.
Every time you no film. Just shut up. Every time you come on this Every time you come on the show, we talk about Allen Robinson. It's like, oh, he's not open. No, he's not. You can't get open. Nobody's giving you the target.
He can't get open.
Really? Is that the answer? Is that the answer? He can't get open. You know how many times I've been open and couldn't get the ball?
We need OBJ's dad to.
We don't need OBJ. Like, just listen to me. You say you're gonna listen to me. Listen to me.
I am, but it's not entertaining if I just agree with you all the time. I would say this: Mitchell Trubisky makes $1 million this year. He makes $1 million for a reason, because nobody expected diddly poo from him. Allen Robinson, $20 million. Bobby Wagner, 5 years, $50 million. I think when you make those big contracts, especially on those big teams, the expectation is here. It's no different from we talk locally here about Aiden Hutchinson, right?
But Aiden Hutchinson isn't waiting for somebody to help him out. Allen Robinson has to wait for Matt Stafford to throw him the ball. You said, and I put Bobby Wagner on the list.
I'm just saying.
But Bobby Wagner has 39 tackles and 2 sacks. At least I see him out there. At least I see him out there.
I got one for you that you left off.
Who?
Aiden Hutchinson.
Nah, because these are guys that got contracts. We weren't doing rookies.
He's got a new team. I figured I could slip that one in.
No, but to give you pushback on Mitchell Trubisky, the pushback on Mitchell Trubisky is this. Who did the Steelers pay before the season on the offensive side of the ball? Deontay Johnson, a wide receiver.
Right.
They paid him, right? Because they said he was, we believe in him. Right. And they haven't missed on a wide receiver in a very long time. They draft George Pickens, who many people in Detroit say, you know what, the hell with Jameson Williams. The Lions should have took George Pickens at the end. I'm just telling you. George Pickens, we saw the one-hand catch. You got George Pickens. You have Deontay Johnson. You have Freiermuth, who's one of the best tight ends in the AFC. You got all these weapons, not to mention you got a workhorse in Najee Harris in the backfield. He doesn't have excuse not to have a couple of touchdowns.
I will tell you.
Najee Harris is so disappointing.
I am very disappointed in Mitchell Trubisky just because I thought he could be kind of like a Ryan Tannehill, where Adam Gase just kind of screwed, just ruined Ryan Tannehill in Miami. He comes, he's a Pro Bowl quarterback and leads Tennessee to a #1 overall seed.
And it's similar because you look at what Ryan Tannehill went to. He went to a team that had Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry obviously helped him out. Same thing with Najee Harris. Najee Harris is a running back that we've seen him have some success. I mean, I know that
not this year.
I ain't watching no film, though, I'll tell you that. That's no fun. You watch the film. I'll argue with you.
Well, you know who does watch film?
Not me. I ain't watching no film.
The Swiss Insurance Group watch film, man. The Swiss Insurance Group, they watch film. Time to talk a little bit about them.
Oh, shit.
Ryan just dropped his water and ice all over the studio.
Come on, man.
Oh, you gonna blame that on Mitchell Trubisky too?
Yeah,
was that Allen Robinson's fault too? Is Allen Robinson's fault?
You're lucky that was empty.
Oh my God! Did you know that 1 in 6 kids will develop medical conditions that make them uninsurable? Well, Swiss Insurance can make you money, save you money on auto and home.
We might need him right now to help the studio.
Hey, you know what? Look, frankly put, go to Swiss Insurance Group. My man Mark will help you out. He will cover you, give the coverage you need. Go to Swiss Insurance Group right now.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50+ Detroit area locations.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are. We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
So funny.
Great time,
I'm telling you, we are having. If you
the energy is infectious, man.
If you are not entertained by us, then I simply can't help you.
Hey, man, are you not entertained?
I can't help you. Are you not entertained?
Maximus Decimus Meridius, man, are you not entertained?
So great. We are excited to be joined by D-Mac coming up in about 10 minutes from now on the eve of the Red Wings season. But just to continue to have a little bit of fun here, you see what Randy Johnson has become a big story.
The big unit?
The big unit, that's right.
One of my favorite players, man.
Randy Johnson, have you seen this? He is now...
Did he hit another pigeon?
He is now and has been a professional photographer, and he is seen at NFL stadiums. There he is right there if you're watching on woodwardsports.com. Randy Johnson, the big unit, is now a professional photographer who shoots NFL games. And it's something that he's been doing for a long time. Do you have the quote as well from Randy Johnson?
I bet Devontae wouldn't have pushed him.
No doubt about it. Randy Johnson.
It's his first love, he said.
Yeah, it is. Let me pull it up for you and just read it from you.
I'm sorry. I didn't put that up for you.
No, that's okay. I got it here. Randy Johnson says, here it is. My career as a Major League Baseball pitcher has been well documented, but what is not as well known is my passion for photography, which began when I studied photojournalism at the University of Southern California from 1983 to 85. Baseball became my occupation for 2 decades, but my love of photography never left. Following my 2010 retirement, I was able to focus my attention back to this passion. I think that is phenomenal.
No, I think that's wonderful. It reminds me of something similar to something that's going on now is Vaughn Miller. His passion for farming and pasteurization. He studied that at Texas A&M, and he has a farm of organic, non-pasteurized, organic, free-range chickens, the whole 9 yards. It reminds me of that. It's so dope when you have an opportunity to be so successful at something that it allows you to be successful, be out here, do your thing, but still you hold on to what your true passion is, and you never leave that. You got to give them a lot of credit to have the type of career that the big unit had. for all those years. I mean, you're talking about Cy Youngs, World Series championships. You're talking about just the things that he was able to do. Records. I think he's second all time in strikeouts, only behind Nolan Ryan. To do all those things, and to then 20 years later go back to your original passion, man, much love to him, man, because a lot of people don't get those opportunities, or a lot of people are scared to try to be great at something else after that. It's tough being great at something and then wanting to try to be great at something else.
What if Randy Johnson was that photographer?
I just said that. Devontae wouldn't have pushed him.
Isn't that something? I take my hat off to this guy. This guy don't need the money.
6'10".
I mean, this guy could be sitting on his ranch doing whatever. This guy's going to be a Hall of Famer, and he's out as a photographer in the NFL. I think it's so sweet. How great is that? Well, to follow your passion.
Not only is it great following your passion, but just being comfortable with who you are. You know what I mean, too, and really embracing that.
Your own skin,
and not having to live what somebody else's expectation is for you. You're just out there doing what you want to do. I'm going to take a break because we got D-Mac on the line. I want to get into the Detroit Red Wings on the eve of the 2022-2023 season. We'll talk to the fourth-time Stanley Cup champ, Big D Energy. You hear him every day here on WoodwardSports.com. We'll do that next, but first a message from SMA.
The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about substance abuse and mental health. You see me wearing this shirt, the Mental Health Club, man. We are here to destigmatize mental health. We're here to provide answers. We are here to provide the content, the platform to talk about it. Things that people are scared to talk about, the things that people feel ashamed to talk about. Don't be ashamed. Don't be scared. There are people out here that want to help. There are people out here that go through things daily, whether it's depression, whether it's anxiety, whether it's traumatic trauma, whether it's PTSD trauma, care. Excuse me. Well, Sean Jordan does an amazing job providing that content to allow you to have some sense of what it means. Go to thesportsma.com.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Hey everybody, only at Big Frog can you get yourself a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog in Novi. To stop in today, tell them we sent you and they will hook you up and print you one right on the spot. So stop in today at Big Frog in Novi to get yourself a free Woodward Sports t-shirt, or check them out online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
All right, let's bring him in. He is big part of the Woodward Sports Network family. You hear him every day.
He's the energy.
He is the energy. And
there he is.
Energy. He is also a 4-time Stanley Cup champion, the one, the only, the great Darren McCarty.
What's up, Mac?
What's up, Mac?
First off, I'm going to bring some energy to JB because I do the Big Frog read, and if he doesn't rivet every day, I'm not giving that his full. JB,
I'll do it next time for you.
You've been crushing the smooth vibes. We've been digging all your playback music that Sam Flannel's been playing, giving you props. So appreciate you being part of the Big D Energy as we are. Woodward Sports family, but I need some rivets out of you, bro.
Rivet.
I got you next time, D. I got you.
I love, before we get into it, I love that my brother's so excited about the season takeoff tomorrow. You see, he's got the fingers taped already. He's ready to give somebody one of those good D-Max. I saw the finger tape. I know my buddy's ready.
Well, that's because I got the PXG sponsorship, and I got Callis, so I got Callis hitting a lot of balls the other day, hitting my new golf club. So, but yeah, because it's hockey season.
Oh yeah, I know what time it is. Oh, I know.
Hey, D-Mac, talk to me about the excitement level for this season in particular, right? I mean, it has been a number of years, rebuild after rebuild. When are we finally going to get here to where we're competing at least at the end of the season, into March, into April, potentially for a playoff berth? Is that the expectation this year, or are we still about 1 year away?
We're not there yet, guys. We're not there yet. Maybe we will be, but I think a successful season is if we're having a conversation. We beat Chicago, we beat Ottawa, and win these last 2 games, we get into the playoffs in the wild card. That's success to me. I think we're on the pattern. I don't think we want to get ahead of ourselves. I think we've been let down by our expectations from the Tigers and the Lions. So let's not do that with the Pistons or with the Red Wings. So I think that will be all right.
Mac, talk to me about some of the free agent acquisitions from Stevie Y, your guy in the offseason. Obviously, Ben Sherrod, Andrew Kopp, just a few to name. My biggest one I was excited about was Alex Westland, the goalie coach, after they gave up a ton of goals last year. But talk to me about those guys out of your own mouth.
No, you named it. What Steve Eisman added was he added NHL players with NHL staff, with credentials. David Perron's a big one for me because of leadership in the dressing room, winning a championship with St. Louis Blues, a cup with them a bunch of years ago. But he's going to bring some power play goals. He had 11 last year. He's going to bring some of that sandpaper. He's going to teach Tyler Bertuzzi how to be more of a professional NHL guy, how to be smarter in that agitator role. But Ben Sherrod's going to take the flies off of Mo Sider and make this team a little bit bigger. Nailing the veterans, another big part. And this is my partner in crime, one of them anyways, Neil Rule on Big D Energy, is puck possession and faceoffs, and Andrew Kopp should add that. So Steve Eisman added legitimate NHL players to help along with some of these young guys like the Velenos, the Soderblooms, which we're excited about. At the end of the day, Ryan, Maz, and Braylon, there is talent in that locker room. There is some depth, but as Dylan Larkin said today, we got to go out and play, and we got to go out and prove it and win. So I still give them the leeway of not making the playoffs this year. Next year's a totally different story, but it's going to be exciting. So they're going to be the best show in town, I believe.
D-Mac, you mentioned, just some of the talent that was acquired here in the offseason. How important is that for the Dylan Larkins of the world, who are 26-year-old, Tyler Bertuzzi, 27? You want to see them take that next step. It's a whole hell of a lot easier to take that next step when you've got legit NHL players on your roster with you, is it not?
Yeah, when you don't have to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we saw last year is the maturation on the offensive side from the Dylan Larkins, the emergence of the Lucas Raymond as a goal scorer. Obviously, Tyler Bertuzzi, it'll be interesting to see what he can do now that he can travel to Canada and play all the 82 games if he's healthy. So with that, too, we got to remember we only had Jacob Verana for 37 games where he scored 21 goals. For me, that's my 40-goal guy. For me, that's the most talented goal scorer in the lineup. Then one of the guys that's not being talked about that could be a surprise is Dominic Kubalik. He's going to start on the fourth line, former first rounder. This kid can snipe. So there's, and again, they got to drop the puck tomorrow night. They got to go out. It's a tough league. Batman hockey is all about, let's see how close it can be. Let's just hope we can be in the conversation all throughout the season, because I think that we can all agree there's something that's building down there. No, it's not done, but man, with all these young guys too coming in, it's exciting.
My man Darren McCarty joins us here on the Woodward Sports Network, his home. We appreciate him being here. You can catch him at Darren McCarty 4.
The originator.
What's that 4 again? 4 on your Twitter handle there, Mac?
Oh, God. Sorry. They're put away. Rings.
Okay, brother.
Just to remind people how many rings I got.
Yeah.
Which makes me smarter than you.
That's right, bro. Hey, tell me about a guy that's smarter than us too. Your head coach, Derek Lalone, over from Tampa Bay. Jeff Blashill out now. What is the difference between these two guys? What does Derek have that he could take this team to the next level?
Well, I think that he comes from a winning organization in Tampa Bay who's gone to 3 straight finals, had 1, 2. But it's this system. We can all agree that the one thing that this Detroit Red Wings team, and this has been Derek Lalonde's coming in, I'm sure this is what sold Steve Yzerman. It's taking care of the goals against and the PK, and it's implementing, you'll hear it all year long, the 1-1-3, the 1-1-3. That's what Tampa implemented. That won them cups. They stole it from Barry Trotz, the originator of it. So it's something where the defensive side of the puck, if like you said, Braylon, about Alex Westfall, Alex Westfall, that's funny.
Westman.
He works here.
Alex Westland added as a goaltending coach because they're a big part of it, whether it's Nedeljkovic or Husso, the goals against. And that goes with penalty killing, that goes with all the little things. So that's how the team will get better. But the message from day one, he's a hockey guy. Hey, Matt, you know why I love Derek Lalonde is because he reached out to me and we had a conversation, and it's something about where our views of the culture, and you could tell he's come from a winning culture in Tampa, but something that Stevie started. So we're all on the same page, and it's just going to watch these young guys go out there and have to do it.
Darren, I want to follow up on that. He reached out to you. What was that conversation like? How did that make you feel? I mean, that's pretty impressive.
It's damn cool.
The self-awareness of Derek Lalonde and saying, and pretty much the conversation was he didn't play, but he's around. Like how after he said he appreciated me as a player, but the whole thing was about the culture and just knows how much guys like myself mean to the organization are just moving forward. And it's not about the X's and O's. That's what they have to do, watch film. It's just about making kids comfortable and having conversations and all that stuff. So I got to tell you, the week that I was away doing fantasy camp, adult fantasy camp, was the last week of Wings camp that they were there, and being around the locker room and talking to some of the young guys, meeting the Elmer Soderblooms and talking to, holding court with a bunch of the young guys and telling them probably some stories Stevie and Drapes didn't want me to tell them, but I did anyway, so that's what I'm putting back on.
That's how you got to do it.
The way it is, because we're all in this together. But and it's just that comfortability. Now, every time I go down there, I'm trying to make up for it, because all you'll hear from me is I'll complain about how great the kitchen is, and Homer will complain that there's a treadmill in the hot tub now. So we all have our gripes, and we're all in this to help this team get better. So I just think that finger on the pulse and putting the work in, that's what it's all about. It doesn't mean wins and losses, but when the culture is right, and how can it not be? Hashtag Wiser Plan 1919. You hear me say it all the time. I'm just happy where this team has been, where this team has got to, but we still have a ways to go. But enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey.
Mac, that's how you get the young guys ingratiated. That's how you get the young guys around you, the listeners. You gotta tell them some of the dirt to bring them in, so know that you're not gonna lie to them and you never blow smoke. So I appreciate you for that. Look, let's talk about your guy more excited. Last year he wins the Calder Cup. This year he's plus 2,000. Plus 2,000 are the odds for him to win the Norris. Talk to me about how, and I heard you a little bit earlier. Talk to me about how good you feel his chances are to win that Norris Cup.
Well, I think that really, if you're looking for a value bet, and I got to give Adam Baydoun on the Morning Wood props, because he's the one that brought it to my attention. And I just said for like $10 to win 200. Now the league is set up right now. Cale Makar, they've given him the Norris Trophy. Now how can he not win it? Well, if he's hurt, injuries are part of the game. Playing to the finals and winning the Stanley Cup, you don't know how a younger guy's body's going to react. I'm just saying that it's a lot more of an open field if it happened. And could you see a pathway of Mo Sider making it to win the Norris? I can at 20-1 odds. I can. That's why I think it's a good bet. But speaking of the kid, he's going to continue to grow. I think Steve Yzerman realized that for him to get a Ben Sherratt in the locker room to bring him some leadership, but also on the ice to make sure no one messes around with him. Not that they would really anyways, and not that Moken can't take care of himself, but just one less thing for him to worry about, right? And I love Ben Sherratt as far as his leadership. Plus, you have to be able to play at that high level to play with a guy like that, and Sherratt has the ability to do it. So I just think a lot of things are set in place for this team to succeed. We got to remember, too, don't be disappointed that Simon Edvidson and Jonathan Berggren are back in Grand Rapids. For me, the Simon Edvidson thing is the adjustment to the ice size. Over in the international ice, what they use is the Olympic size, 200 by 100. Over here, it's 180 by 100. If you look at the dimensions, that means the dots are smaller, the end zones are smaller, between the hash marks and the boards is smaller, which means your angles are different. Once he gets up to speed on North American ice, he'll be ready. So I'm excited. Now they just got to go out and play.
Talking to 4-time Stanley Cup winner, my brother, and huge part of what we do here at WoodwardSports.com. I want to switch gears, switch teams. I want to ask you about a player that I've been watching for a very long time. I have been watching hockey. This much you know about me. But my favorite player over probably the last 15
years. Head, bro.
Oh, man. That means a lot. That means a lot coming from you. A guy that I've been watching over the last 15 years is Alexander Ovechkin. He stands 115 goals behind the great Wayne Gretzky, the great one, a record they said would never be broken. And he's 21 goals behind our own Gordie Howe. Obviously, he'll break Gordie Howe's record this year. Will he break will he break the great one's record anytime soon in the next 2 or 3 years?
You know what? I believe he will. And you know what? He's one of my favorite players of all time to watch. Love the way he carries himself. I mean, he's one of the Russians are built differently when they want to be, and he has the love of the game. You see that because how many goals do you have? 700 and something, and he still celebrates it like it's his first goal. Like he loves the game, B. Yeah. He's like Tom Brady. In that way that loves the game, but his skills haven't diminished because he gets better and better and better. So as long as he stays healthy, I think he will.
I appreciate that.
Hey, Mac, I got one for you. Let's go to the gambling aspect of hockey, okay?
Uh-oh.
All right, let's do it. The Red Wings are currently, I think they're sitting at 84.5 for points on the over-under scale. I'm going to ask you that, and then I got another question for you as well. What do you think, over or under 84.5 points?
Well, if I think they're 2 games out of the playoff or they're in the conversation, that's got to at least be 90 points, 90-something to win it. So I got to say over. Over. If they don't make the playoffs, they'd probably still be 88, 90 points. So I'll go over.
All right, and your favorites to win the Cup, obviously the Avalanche, the defending champs. The Hurricanes, the Leafs, the Panthers, and the Lightning are the next 4. They're plus 1,000 each. I like the Rangers this year, and I'm not a big Ranger fan. That's the least New York team that I root for.
When it comes to money, Maz, you're a fan everywhere.
I am, but what I saw last year out of the Rangers points to me that they are the dark horse this year, and you can get them at plus 1,600. What do you think the Rangers' chances are? The Red Wings are plus 5,000, by the way.
Yeah, no, your 2 picks out of the East is Carolina and the Rangers out of the West. It's either Edmonton. Edmonton's 1996 Detroit Red Wings this year. They're either going to get there or they're done. So it's Edmonton,
1,500 on the Oilers.
That's what I got. I got the Oilers.
Okay.
The Avs, I had them last year. I don't need to bet them this year again. The money's too short.
450, yeah.
So I got Edmonton, Calgary, out of the West, and Carolina and the Rangers are my picks out of the East.
All right, I'm going to go with Edmonton and the Rangers. I like the Rangers to win it all. And just lastly, before we let you go, Ryan, I'll have to say goodbye to you too. But Unrivaled, I still watch it. I'm up to my. Honestly, I've watched it. This will be the 5th time I've watched it. I still can't get enough of that. And
watching yourself, rewinding back.
I have paused it.
That's exactly what it is, D-Mac. You called him on it.
Hey, look, I have paused it a couple times just to look at myself then.
Hey, Kathy, here it is. Here I am, Kathy.
Honey, look, I was 50 pounds lighter. Look.
Oh
See, I could do it.
So funny.
I could do it. But I mean, what a great night that was. Oh my God, you were still talking?
I love it.
That's all I got. We love you, man. We love you, man.
We love you, Matt.
Love you, brother.
Absolutely. We're gonna have
Always
some fun
a
in a
pleasure.
couple of games this year. I know.
Hey, we're
that.
going this year.
Absolutely. I'd like a Thursday night in
definitely
November.
going.
How about that?
Thursday.
You know the great thing.
Oh, come on with this bowling, Maz.
Fine, I'll take a night off.
Let me ask you this question.
Thursday night's a great night to do it.
You're going to look back at one day, you're 75, 80 years old, I don't know. You're going to look back and be like, damn, I wish I would have went to the Red Wings game with the guys.
I'll go with you.
Yeah, cool.
I'll go with you.
The good thing about listening to certain it doesn't even matter about athletes, but people that love what they do, people that love the realm or the arena that they were in, whether it's an attorney, whether it's a doctor, whether it's DMAC, 4-time Stanley Cup winner, this one, you just hear the passion come out of him. He was so passionate talking about the Red Wings, what they're going to be this year, what they have the opportunity to be a couple of years from now, man. It's nothing like seeing someone that's passionate about something, and my brother's passionate about the hockey, man.
I absolutely love it.
Detroit
Guys,
Red Wings, man.
There is some news regarding Emoni Bates, Eastern Michigan's Emoni Bates. I want to get to that next and show you why we don't do something coming up. But first, a message from the Foaling Warehouse.
Yes, sir. In Hamtramck, a great game, football and bowling, 2 ways to play it at the Foaling Warehouse. $12 it costs you to walk in. Unlimited open play. You could stay there all day long and get your full on. Or you can have your own private lane reservation. 10 or 12 people on a lane. $120 it costs you, but you have it for 2 hours. That's cost less than $10 a head if I'm doing the math right. How about the bar? You want to go to the bar? The bar is high, like Marty Morningweg used to say. Multiple full bars. Any drink you want. Over 100 beers on the menu as well, and the $2 mystery beer machine. Bring your own food in or have it delivered. Just get your full on. Check them out at foldingwarehouse.com.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries. What will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Hey everybody, JB here once again and letting you know about Planet Fitness. They are offering a special of just $1 down and $10 a month going on right now until tomorrow actually, so you have to act fast on this. But don't worry, because Woodward Sports and Planet Fitness won't leave you hanging like Thursday Night Football, because we will be broadcasting live from Planet Fitness on Ryan Road in Sterling Heights all day Wednesday, October 26th, where you have the opportunity to win a couple prizes. One, the Michigan versus Michigan State tickets, which also comes with 1 free year of the Black Card membership. As well, you just seen him a second ago, DMAC, a signed Darren McCarty jersey, or Mr. 17 himself, our very own, a signed Braylon Edwards jersey. So join in club today or check him out on planetfitness.com.
Guys, I just want to mention, you know, when Emoni Bates was arrested, what was it, over a month ago now, or well over a month ago now, I don't think we talked about it at all, because there was just some facts of that case that just seemed to be up for debate, and I was not interested in, we were not interested in sifting through let's figure out what we know and then let's wait and
well, we had heard at that time, at least I heard that, and I heard from some people that, you know, family, whatever, that wasn't his car, borrowed a friend's car, his gun was in the car, he had nothing to do to it. So I heard that, but I didn't hear anything beyond that, if you will.
So today, the there was the felony charge against Emoni Bates is going to be dismissed. He's the former number 1 overall recruit. There was a plea deal that was negotiated down to where he will plead to 1 misdemeanor count of attempted illegal transportation of a weapon. It will be entirely dismissed upon completion of his misdemeanor diversion program. Now, the story was he was driving a car. It was not his car. There was a gun in the car. It was not his gun. He unknowingly borrowed this car. There was a gun in there. There was marijuana this from Tony Paul, the Detroit News. Emoni Bates was in possession of marijuana and tobacco products, which triggered the vehicle search where they found the gun.
Why'd they pull him over?
That I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I only go with what I know in cases like this, especially when you're dealing with an 18-year-old. Bates was arrested. There was apparently altering ID marks on the firearm. Again, which not his. Yeah. So he is back at EMU practicing today. And I always, in stories like this, whether it's this story, Duke lacrosse, you know, like that was tough. Like whatever. When you're dealing with these college kids, 18 years old, I always try, and I don't do it. You know, I'm not going to say I'm some saint over here, but I always try to give them the benefit of the doubt until the facts come out, and I'm glad we did on this one too.
You know, when it came out and I found out that it was someone else's car that he was using, look, marijuana is legal, okay? That's why you don't hear much about the marijuana. Marijuana is legal. As long as he didn't have one blazed up, rolled up, etc. Like, if he had marijuana on his person, if you will, marijuana is legal. With that being said, I found out that he had a gun in the glove compartment, etc., or wherever it was at. It was not his car. Got to argue with a bunch of people because they overlooked that fact. Instantly when you say, oh, another idiot and blah, 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 it's like, come on, man. Like, these kids aren't cut like kids were cut. Even when I was growing up, even before that, guys aren't walking around with guns. They don't need guns. So when this came out, it just didn't seem right. It just didn't sit right. Take your time and always wait, as Ryan Ermanni said. Just wait for all the verdict to come out. Wait for all of the details. Wait for everything in the story to come out. Because now here you are, and a lot of guys that don't care, a lot of people that talked about him or prejudged, they still don't care because they're going to do it anyway. But just take your time, because the people that do care, now you feel like, oh, you know what, I prejudged the situation. It's a young kid. He has his whole life ahead of him. Just transfer schools, get back home. He doesn't have a reason to have a gun to be out there. What purpose does a gun do him?
So this is the Tony Paul story in the Detroit News. Steve Haney has some quotes in here that he's the attorney for Emoni Bates, and he says that the car did not belong to Emoni Bates nor the gun. He said he stands by those statements in light of the plea deal, saying those facts are undisputed. It's obviously a very favorable resolution, and the prosecutor's office exercised proper judgments. Were mistakes made that night? Yeah. Unfortunately, this 18-year-old, when he makes a mistake, the whole world's going to know about it. This is a fair outcome. That is from the lawyer for Emoni Bates.
I'm happy he gets an opportunity here, and I hope he puts his career back on track to where it was when he went to Memphis. And, you know, he just didn't have it at Memphis. Him and Penny Hardaway, I don't know if they didn't mesh. Maybe there was some teammates there he didn't mesh with. He got the heck out of there. Memphis got themselves a little trouble. Actually, Penny got out of that. He just got a new deal. So he's all set. So hopefully everything now, the pages are turned. He could just play and maybe put EMU back on the map as well.
Good for the kid, man. He's an 18-year-old kid trying to, you know, I mean, we're all... and I think the lawyer said it right in this Tony Paul article. He's freaking 18, man. And unfortunately, when you and
I've never been in trouble prior.
Well, listen to me. When you and I were 18 and we made mistakes, nobody freaking cared. You know? But when you're the #1 recruit in the country, people care about that stuff. So it seems like all's well that ends well.
It does happen. It does happen. I drove a friend of mine's car. I used to live in Royal Oak, and this is the worst place for a situation like that to happen. My God, I don't know what would have happened. But I was driving my boy's car. I said, yo, he was upstairs with a condo. I said, yo, let me use your car real quick. Got to make a run over here to Somerset Mall. Yeah, go ahead, use it. He wasn't thinking. And then I go down and hop in his car. I'm legitimately about to pull out of my car garage at the 5th in Royal Oak, and he called me. He said, whoa, I got to come down. And he had to come down and basically had to get his gun. He had to get his gun, which was licensed, which was whatever, but it wasn't my gun. So even if I get pulled over and I'm not licensed for it, I'm now in a situation. It does happen.
Right.
Luckily, my boy called me right before I pulled out of the parking garage at the 5th. But it can happen. It slips your mind. You know.
I want to talk some college football next, but first a message for. What do you want to talk about, Maz?
Carlos Correa.
Fine, we can talk about Carlos Correa. He's not coming here. Les Stanford.
I'm joking.
No secret that new cars are hard to come by, but they are available at Les Stanford. Got to make a planned allocation coming in for lease or purchase. Screw it, dude. We can talk about whatever you want, man. Fine. Screw you, Maz. I said, forget it, dude. Whatever. You lead. Les Stanford has over 300 pre-owned cars. Now you're pissing me off. Les Stanford has also over 300 pre-owned cars on the lot. All makes, all models, all years. Visit LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com, where they will not piss you
Where's
off.
Wes Stanford when you need him?
Fine.
Weston, I need you.
Find him.
Your brother-in-law.
Find Tom Mazawey.
And at home. We're there with smarter security solutions, featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
At Alta,
Uptime.
Uptime matters. Alta Equipment's got everything you need to get the job done.
Up your ass, Tom Mazawey.
If you have a big project coming up, Alta Rental has got you covered. Call them today at 844-GO, the number 2, Alta. That's 844-GO-2, Alta.
What do you want to say about Carlos Correa,
Yeah, I'm
Maz?
crying right
Go
now,
ahead.
man. Stop.
Carlos Correa has opted out of his Minnesota Twins contract after 1 year. First of all, he's a punk. You know, you don't go to
Why do you say he's a punk?
He's a punk. Minnesota paid him the most money. He goes there. They're a pretty good team. They didn't make the playoffs this year, but they can easily make the playoffs next year.
Bro, that's business.
It's a beautiful stadium to play in. You had good teammates. You gave him your word. You signed a contract. Oh, no, wait. I can have an opt-out clause. Now you're going to go put yourself back out on the market again. You could have Carlos Correa. I don't want him here in Detroit, although it would be nice to have him at shortstop, move El Mago over to second base. It sounds good. It looks good. Maybe it wouldn't work. Who the hell knows? He's out of the lineup every other week anyway. Carlos Correa, you can kiss my ass.
There you go, and you can kiss mine.
NLDS, by the way. Last night, NLDS, Atlanta, even their series up with whoever the hell they're playing, the Phillies, and now the Dodgers and Padres last night. What a classic.
Machado!
Padres win it 5-3. Bray, did you watch it or are you sleeping?
No, I was wide awake last night. I did watch it. I watched my Braves win. I told you that they were going to win. Even though they lost game 1, I saw how they fought back in the 8th and 9th, and I feel very comfortable about that. And in the words of Braylon Edwards, I told you. I told you about the San Diego Padres. Now the series isn't over. They got another game to play.
Far from over.
They got. I know that. But Manny Machado might be my favorite player in the MLB. I've talked about him at length during the season, before he went on his run, possibly the NL MVP at the end of the year. Think about that. Just a guy. I just love his attitude. I love his swag. A lot of people hate him. They hate how he comes off. I don't mind that. I love his attitude. I love his swag. You saw that ball, that rope that they hit to him. He didn't even flinch. Yeah. Bing, threw it before it was gone. From the first inning, bang, home run, goes over. It's just something about him that gets producers going, man, as it relates to baseball players. I love the attitude. I love Manny Machado, man.
Dodgers are tough. They're going to be tough to beat still.
Oh,
and then,
here you go. What's up with Kershaw in the playoffs?
Well, they didn't let him go past the 5th again.
Well, okay, here you go. Just for you. This is Kershaw in the playoffs in his last 8 years. Kershaw in the regular season, probably arguably the greatest greatest pitcher in the regular season as it relates to stats in the regular season. But in the postseason, he's 4.2 ERA. That's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough.
They score more than 4 runs, so it's usually not a problem. One game today, not the Guardians, Yankees. They got postponed tonight. You do have the Astros and the Mariners today at 4:30. If you missed game 1, if game 2 is half as good as that, you better tune in.
We'll take a deep dive into college football tomorrow. It's just too close to the end of the show to do it now. But at the same time, I will say that I think Scott Service, you talk about over-managing and really blowing the series for your team. You had a 4-run lead in the 8th inning, and you couldn't hang on. It's moments like that. And again, you equate it to the 4-run lead the Tigers had back in 13, right? It was 5-1 in the 8th inning there. And that one game loses the series for you.
They go up 2-0 after that.
Yeah, exactly. And this game last night, or 2 nights ago now, was the same. It's over. Houston's going to move on. It's just a matter of how many games.
Do you remember that 2013 series, how great it was? Mm-hmm. Come back here to Detroit. Verlander
you still
and Scherzer.
have Verlander, yeah.
I know, they pitched their asses off. I think it was a 1-0 game.
Yeah, couldn't
that
score.
Game. That was it. And I wrote on the tweet today when someone put it out, that was the beginning of the end of the Tigers.
Yeah. Well, no doubt about it, right? I mean, there's no doubt about that. By the way, it is the end of the first inning. The Astros and Mariners 0.
Oh, they started at 3:30.
Now. They did start at 3:30.
Thanks for updating me on that.
Yeah, you got it. I got you on your baseball scores. I got the scoreboard up here.
That's good, buddy.
But it's a lot of fun. Tomorrow we've got a big day on the show as well. Brady Quinn going to join us tomorrow.
He will. Brady Quinn will join us there at the Marriott right there. So it'll be fun. Fun to get his take going into this game against Penn State, which we'll get into that tomorrow. Talk about Penn State, Michigan. Is it going to be a good game? Get some take from Brady. It'll be good.
Explain what you're going to be doing, Bray, down in Ann Arbor this weekend on Saturday.
Saturday, I'll be working with Fox/Discover Card. We'll be doing the Legends Lounge. So every game that they go to, that Discover and Fox go to, they partner up. They do a Legends Lounge. They'll have like a guy, a legend from the school that they're the home school. They have a legend from that school. This year, I was the choice for this game.
You're a legend?
I know, right? I mean, who knew? Who knew? Very proud of that. Should be fun. It's right at Ann Arbor Pioneer. We start the show at 9. It's really going to be right across from Big Noon Kickoff. So Big Noon Kickoff, some of the guys will come over there around 9:30. We'll, talk some stuff, talk about Michigan, talk about Penn State, talk about the landscape, NCAA, and then afterwards from 10 to 11, signing pictures. They have a huge kind of like Game of Thrones chair, but it's for like the Legends chair for people to take pictures, sit, get autographs, take pictures with the guys. So it's going to be fun. And then I am going to, first game of the year for myself, watching the Michigan Wolverines take care of Penn State.
Do you remember any games that you played against Penn State? I mean, I'm sure you remember your Michigan State games, your Ohio State games, but what about your Penn State games?
Side note, I got a great record for you. You know, I only lost to 2 schools in the Big Ten when I was there for 4 years, right? I only lost to Ohio State and I only lost to Iowa.
And you shouldn't have lost to Ohio State.
True, but I did.
Yeah, right. Okay, Ohio State and Iowa, really?
That's it. I never lost any other Big Ten school.
In 3 years?
In 4 years.
4 years.
4 years, never lost to another one. But anyway, so the sophomore year, I told you the story. We can end with this. We got 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So my sophomore year, it's me and Chris Perry, and we used to do this thing where we watch movies, but during the movie, like the team movie, guys would go up and steal guys' pillows out of the room, because you leave the latch on the door, steal guys' pillows, or you steal guys' comforters, or you turn the heat up real high in guys' rooms. So Chris and I's room were right next to each other, and then the room right next to us is you're about to find out. So we're going through this. I think I stole his cover. This is like after the movie. It's like late at night. He had turned my thermostat up. It's freaking scorching in my room. So we're in the middle of the hallway. It's around midnight, and we're like pillow fighting and like not throwing punches, but kind of just wrestling, whatever. Lloyd Carr's room is right next to her. I don't know what the hell we thought, especially me. I was a sophomore. Chris, he was a 4-star and a half. He was a little different. Me, I was a 3-star. I barely got there. So I'm like, I don't know what I was doing. Lloyd comes out. Hey, God damn it. He just didn't know what to say. He came out there in his boxers, his briefs, and in a white T-shirt, like the old men do. He came out there. And so we go to the room. That's the end of that. He didn't say anything else. Lloyd says nothing to us the whole game. Says nothing to us in the pregame. Says nothing to us in the locker room before the game. Says nothing to us on the sideline. Fourth quarter comes. We're down 21 points. Well, I mean, not 21. We're down 14 points. And me and Chris look at each other like, look, man, we got to do something. So I scored 2 touchdowns. We go to overtime, and then Chris scores a game-winning touchdown in overtime. And then Chris comes up to me in the locker room and says, he was like, man, Said, we're lucky. I said, no. I'm lucky. I said, you still would have been here. My ass would have been at Toledo. I guarantee you. So that was a Penn State story. They were a great team. That was Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson had 2,000 yards that year. Jimmy Kennedy was the first round. Mike Hayes was first round for them. Spice Adams was the first pick of the second round for them. Byron. They had a damn good team, but not good enough.
I think it's going to be a great weekend in Ann Arbor. And, of course, you're going to get to see your former head coach, Lloyd Carr. The Lloyd Carr Tunnel will be dedicated prior to the game against Penn State on Saturday, so we could talk about that tomorrow as well. Braylon, get us out of here.
I'm excited, man. Hey, tune in every day. You never know what Ryan and Maz will get into, what little disputes. That was a fun one today. That was a fun one today. Got up under his skin. Shout out to JB, killing it over there. Shout out to Fletch. Fletch had the stats up there. He had the graphics. Did an amazing job as always. We are just bringing you the facts, the funky fiction, whatever you want to call it. We're just up here having fun, relaxing, and not taking ourselves too serious. Strike! Come on, that's strike one. I'm calling that. That's strike two. One more for the show.
Here.
One more for the show.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's a ball. One ball. That's one ball. That's one ball and 2 timestamps.
Oh, come on, man.
You got one more. You got
no,
one.
I got nothing.
All right, man. Here you go. I'll give you a nice one.
I got a camera in front of me.
Here we go. That's a strike.
He bunted.
I'm out.
Man, we're out of here, man. Bye.
I'm out.
We're
See
out
ya.
of here.
Do I just go? I'm not going to drop.
Go.
All right. Go ahead.
2, 1.
Oh, my God.
Go.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my. Oh. This isn't right. I don't get paid enough for this. Oh.